Hi guys! It's a little bit fuzzier than normal because I don't have my lighting that I normally have in the basement, but we are on week 14 of The Woman in the Bible and You. The title this week is called Living Water from the Well, Intimacy with God. The verse is from John chapter 4, verse 10. Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God and who it is that is saying to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him and he would have given you living water." The story of the Samaritan woman at the well, found in John 4, is a controversial text. There has been much debate about the encounter between this unnamed woman and Jesus, the context of their exchange, what is really happening here, and why. What starts as a simple request for water turns into a deep theological discussion that motivates the woman to testify about what she has experienced to anyone who will listen. Who is this woman? As a Samaritan, she was part of a minority group, an outcast from the Jewish religious establishment. Yet she had a sense of cultural pride. She couldn't wait to mention that the well she was drawing from had been given to the Samaritans by their ancestor Jacob. Still, she desired more from God and was open to engaging across culture and religious differences to find it. While you might be happy to go about your normal daily activities, I bet that, like the Samaritan woman, you also want more in life. You want a life that means something, a faith that accomplishes something. Thankfully, what lies at the core of this exchange is a framework for experiencing intimacy with God, the kind of intimacy that readies us for the higher meaning we're so thirsty for. The Samaritan woman shows us that Jesus desires the same intimacy with us that we do with him. It was no accident that he came to the well in Samaria. Though they were a religious minority, Jesus reached out to them, and he reaches out to us in much the same way. He stops in our neighborhood and engages with us, tempting us with living water that promises to satisfy our deepest thirst forever. Will we take a drink? Her story also shows that intimacy with God means willingness to have routines interrupted. If we feel the Lord nudging us, we need to take a minute to listen. It won't always be in our planned devotional time that God speaks to us. It might be while we're working or trying to sleep or going about our daily chores, like the Samaritan woman was. It may be at what seems the most inconvenient time. Welcome this interruption. The living water Jesus gives you will satisfy our parched souls. Finally, the kind of intimacy that the woman at the well experienced is rooted in honesty and vulnerability. Many people assume that when Jesus mentions her list of former lovers, he's trying to shame her. That's not what it says in the text. So why does Jesus bring it up? First, it allows him to speak a truth to her about her life, signifying the ways that we can all be honest with God because God knows our truth anyway. Furthermore, Jesus uses this moment as a way for the woman to know him. Look at her response. As soon as he recounts her life's history, she says, "Sir, I perceive that you are a prophet." Suddenly she understands that Jesus is not some thirsty stranger. She moves from being annoyed with his carrying on about living water to understanding that he looks into her life and knows her intimately. Jesus wants to do the same with us, to be known and loved by us, all while satisfying us with the water that nourishes us forever. How do we open ourselves to this kind of intimacy? How do we say yes to this living water?